So we're starting our day out working on the truck we just bought there. It's a 98 Chevy K1500 Silverado. So starter's starting to act up, so we just went ahead and bought one. We got the old one out. It is crusty, as you can tell. There's some other stuff going on, but we'll have to figure that out later. Today we're just doing the starter.
All right, guys, this is the truck here that we're putting the starter in. This is Brady's daily driver, 98 Silver Doe. She's got that freaking Rancho, making her tall and stuff. Actually, all jokes aside, this thing's super clean. We're super pumped to have it in our fleet. Absolutely needed something like this. Stay tuned for more on it.
All right, guys, so we're out in the backyard. And we're going to be messing around with the 4Runner today. It's kind of getting the 3.4 ready to come out. And Ivy's going to tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, so basically today's plan, we're not planning on pulling the engine today, but we're basically planning on getting to the point where we're ready to pull the engine. We're going to start with draining the coolant. I'm not going to drain the oil yet I'm going to drain the oil the day that we're pulling the engine. One of the main reasons we're not pulling the engine today is because we don't have an engine hoist yet. We already have an engine stand, but not a hoist, but we'll have one soon. Anyway, so that's the plan. So we're going to go on the inside. We're going to pull the ECM, pull all the electrical, try to pull it out of the pass-through here so all the electrical is ready to come out with the engine, disconnect all the stuff we don't need on the sides, and basically do all that kind of stuff. So stick around and watch. All right, guys, so as you can see, we did film the whole process, but if we were to slow it down and make it real time, you guys would be sitting here for a long time. So let's just get into it. So you're going to see that it took us a really long time to get the radiator and AC condenser out of there. You're going to be probably thinking, why the heck did it take us that much time? But because of the front end accident that this 4Runner was in, the two frame ends at the front were actually both concaved in, almost like, so basically they were pinching the condenser and the radiator in place. So we had to remove like every little thing out of the way, and then what finally ended up working was, as you're going to see in this video, we finally were able to loosen up the radiator enough and it dropped down out of the way enough for us to get the AC condenser out. And then with that tiny bit more space that we had with the AC condenser not being there, we were able to properly get the radiator out of the top and finally move forward. It took so long though and was such a pain in the butt. Oh, also, you're about to watch me and Brady do something completely ridiculous when I disconnect the AC line. Don't do this at home, guys. Baking soda!
Why?
Well, it's only going to do that once, so there we go.
Is that the stuff I was talking about?
Yeah, Freon?
Freon.
Bear, come on, get out of here.
Here,
Bear,
let me
come
put them
here.
inside. Come on.
And there you have it. That's how you discharge an AC system in your backyard. So yeah, like I said, obviously that's not like the proper way to do it. It's not how I would tell anyone else to do it, but that's how Brady and I did it. And here we are moving forward. So now that we have that disconnected, we're able to realize that we can pull it, because that's what I noticed and why I disconnected it. Obviously, I was going to have to disconnect it no matter what. But why I did at that point was because I realized the only way that I think that going to be able to get the radiator out of there is if we move the condenser, because I needed that tiny bit of space, because it's kind of hard to visualize, and I didn't get a video of this exact point because we were so involved. But basically, what I had to do to get the radiator out, since it fits so snugly from the factory and the front end was all bent up, like I was saying, is I had to basically keep one side where it was and push the other side out, kind of like at a diagonal angle. And at that angle, we were able to pull it out properly because the frame was tweaked, and I could not like get that amount of play that I needed with the condenser there. So that's when we realized that the best thing to do, given our circumstances, is to remove the AC condenser itself. So as you can see, we're moving forward now. So after we got that out of the way, we moved on and we got the airbox out, the smog pump out, and then disconnected a bunch of hoses and electrical parts and laid them over the engine, labeled some stuff, moved more stuff out of the way, got the fan clutch off, and basically got everything we needed to get this thing out and ready to move forward and get this done. All right, so we just finished day one, video one of the swap progress. So today, since you guys mainly watched time lapses and we didn't really do a full video of the whole process, basically what we did today is we took off accessory stuff. Sorry, I cannot talk right now. That I'm going to be using, like the airbox and the smog pump and stuff. We put those aside because we're going to need them. We took apart some wiring that we need to do that's going to stay with the engine and kind of just plop it over onto the engine. The same with hoses, disconnected all those, disconnected the fuse box, disconnected the throttle cable, the cruise control. So basically where we're at now to go forward to pull this engine is the AC and everything's disconnected. All we have to do is disconnect the exhaust, disconnect the transmission and the motor mounts, and there's probably other couple little miscellaneous clips and other tiny little things that we can't see or won't know until we're trying to pull this thing out of there. But we're basically ready to pull this engine now, just a couple things away from that. And then once we pull this, we're gonna rebuild it, not the full thing, just a couple gaskets and other tune-up stuff and stuff like that, and that's it. So thanks for watching. Here are some swap parts that I got, starting with the conversion harness from Off-Road Solutions, then the battery relocation tray from Off-Road Solutions, since it changes side between the pickup and the 4Runner. And then I got their cooling hose conversion kit. Obviously, you don't have to buy any of this stuff, but I did for ease. Then I got their fuel hose high pressure line. You don't have to get this either, but ease again. And the fuel line union, I wasn't sure if I was going to need this or not, but I got it just in case because you can never be too sure. Then the fuse box cable extension because that also changes sides. Then I also got the rear oil sump conversion kit. You also don't have to get this. You can use your 3.0 pan, but I'm using it because I am solid axle swapping mine. Then I got their evap canister mount tray since I'm also using that since I have to smog my truck still. A replacement PVC hose kit, replacement intake manifold gaskets, the metal kind like the OEM ones, then a complete genuine OEM timing belt and water pump kit from Toyota with thermostat and other belts that I need. Then I got a valve cover gasket kit that's also genuine Toyota. And then I got a aluminum radiator as well.